Alright, I'm obsessed with finding out what the heck is going on. Who's burning the world down? This latest intentional debacle. And how that fits into Bible prophecy and where it's going. So, Dr. Kim posted a video yesterday, and he had a theory, and I agree with his theory, and as a review, he showed with Bible references how the angels were on the earth before Adam and they fell, and then after Adam, the fallen ones mated with human women and created Nephilim, and they became demigods and caused a lot of problems and caused the flood. And just an example of what those demigods were, here's an altar that they took from Pergamum. They have it in the Berlin Museum with Nephilim carved into it. This is Pergamum, Greek, but it's all over the world. And per the Bible, they were doing the same thing after the flood, and they were around during Moses' time also, which is why God was commanding the Israelites to wipe them out in Deuteronomy and Numbers. And they weren't present to the same extent at that time, but they were still around as Nephilim giants or demigods. And although they were lessening in power and size and strength, but still around. So then in the Bible, David and his brother defeated some of the last ones in the Canaan area, with Goliath. But here's the theory. So the tribe of Dan was in the north of Israel, and they were already not following the religion of their fathers and the Most High, but following the Babylonian religion. So after David defeated and pushed out some of those last Nephilim out of Canaan, maybe they teamed up with the tribes who had their same basic religion of serpent worship and came up here through the Caucasus Mountains between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, where they picked up more Rev 2-9ers who worshipped at the synagogue of Satan, and kept going through Scythia, Romania, Tartaria, where the pre-Sumerians had been and where the Tartaria tablets were there, with Nephilim also. So coming up through here, Scythia, like up through here, through Eastern Europe, and just kept going and spread out toward the west, way up into Britain and Ireland. As they were, this is about the Tartaria tablets, as they were seafarers, pirates. And those people we know were pagans and Celtics up here in the Ireland area, tracking westward, still doing idol and demon worship with the Tuatha De Danann legends of the demigod types, and the Brits with their royal or king god types. And maybe as seafarers, they just kept going westward to the Americas. Here's a royal coach with their Nephilim on it. Why would they have that on there? They like their heritage of all that. So maybe they just kept going towards the Americas, where, the Aztecs and the Mayans, Incans, they had all their, dragon worship also. And then just to the Americas, in the North America, the Serpent Mound. Or maybe they were already here, in the Americas mingling anyways. I mean, the Bible says they came down on Mount Hermon, but the Bible in the Old Testament is really just a history of the Middle East. So just because it doesn't mention other parts of the world, that doesn't mean that it wasn't going on. I'm not sure, but you've got it in the Four Corners area as well. And all these cultures, they shared the same practices of serpent worship, ziggurat type structures, human sacrifice, sex cults. But I mean, you even have Los Angeles, City of Fallen Angels with their Druidic Hollywood stars and Tavistock musicians, and of course the U.S. government, which is just a continuation of British Freemasonry. And I mean, I'm sure it's all over the East too, you know, over into Russia and China. They went this way, I think, also. But, by the way, I can never comprehend the East-West concept with the spinning globe model. Wait, what? Where? When? It's so confusing. And God's not the author of confusion. And I don't have the highest IQ visually, but East and West does make sense on a plane. So we've been lied to about everything, and I'm just fed up.